Ciao a tutti! Today's DIY tutorial comes from Nubian34, who says, can you do a tutorial for a pencil skirt with the skirt length zipper in the back so the zipper can serve as a way to create a split in the back? Alright, so let's get to it. Here are the materials that you'll need for this. Okay, so there's two ways to do this. The first way is to take your fabric, so this is your fabric, and you would fold your fabric in half. And then what you would do is you would take your skirt, and then you'd fold your skirt in half. And you place your skirt along the fold. Now you don't want to put it too close to the top, you want to put it here, and what you want to do is you want to just trace your skirt, right? So you trace your skirt like so, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to leave space here, A. And A is basically the elastic length and then from here you have B, which would be like about here, right? And B is basically add extra length to make skirt longer, okay? And then you would do a line from here like so. We'll call this line C. Okay. Right, so you tape at the bottom of the skirt. Then after that, then let's say you would basically do this. So you'd also have this, right? So like, let's say this is your elastic, right? And then after you have your pattern for your skirt, all you want to do is just go ahead and leave seam allowance, okay? Leave seam allowance all along the skirt, okay? And then you would basically cut your skirt, cut the pattern, then you'd have two patterns. Okay, so the second way is to take your fabric and you fold your fabric in half, and you want to leave some space at the top, and you're going to draw your first line, okay? And your first line, let's call it A, and A is going to be the circumference of your waist divided by 2, okay? And whatever you get, this will be that line, okay? And then you want to measure, so let's call this space here, we'll call this space B, okay? And B is going to be the distance from your waist to your hips, okay? So that's going to be this space here. Then this line here, we'll call this C, okay? We'll call this C, and C is going to be the circumference of hips divided by 2, okay? And whatever value you get, that'll be the length of this line, okay? Then you're going to do another space, and we'll call this space D, okay? And D is going to be the distance from hips to bottom. Right, so it'll be the distance of the hips to the bottom of the skirt. And then you want to basically make another line, and this line, we'll call it E, should be the same length as A, okay? So E equals same value as A, okay? So the waist and the bottom of the skirt should be the same, and we're going to assume that you're using stretchy fabric. Then you want to draw a line that connects A and C and E, okay? And we're going to call this line F, okay? F equals line to connect A, C, and E. It's like we're in New York on the train. Okay, and then after that, you just want to go and you want to add your seam allowance, okay? You want to add your seam allowance, okay, to the side. But before you add the seam allowance here, what you want to do is you want to add space for your, let's call this G, okay, and G will be length of elastic, okay? So let's say it's like that amount and it's here, right? And so then you want to continue adding your seam allowance above the elastic casing, okay? And that's it. After that, you want to make 2 patterns. So 2 patterns. Then you want to connect the 2 patterns. And then you want to add the elastic. And then you want to sew in the zipper, okay? And you are basically done. Okay, so when you're done, you should have your 2 pieces like this. And as you can see, I basically just traced the seam allowance all across, all around the skirt, okay? And you want to do the same thing with both patterns, okay? And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the 2 pieces together. So we're going to make sure that the right sides are facing each other and the wrong side is facing outward, and we're going to pin the sides together. So as you can see, I have basically just put my pins all along the skirt, and you're just going to sew the sides of the skirt, okay? And then after, we will add the zipper. So then you want to take your elastic, and it should be the same length as your waist plus a 1/2 inch on each end, like so. And then you want to connect the 2 1/2 inches together, and you want to pin it, and then you want to sew. So this is what your skirt should look like. And now we want to attach our elastic to the top of the skirt. So what you want to do is you want to take your elastic and you want to put it around the skirt. And you want to make sure that the top of the elastic goes to the top of the skirt. And then you just want to pin it down like so. So basically in the end, it should look like this all the way around, okay? And what you want to do now is you just want to go and sew all along the very edge of the elastic all the way around, okay? And you don't want to stretch it while you sew. After you do that, you're gonna fold it over, and then you're just gonna sew down here, and then you're gonna sew down here, okay? And that's it. Okay, so this is what my skirt ended up looking like. As you can see, it's a lot smaller because I had to adjust it. So I'll give you guys the measurements. Next thing you want to do is you want to take this seam and this seam, and you want to put them together like so, as if you were trying to create a seam or something. I forget what it's called when you try to iron your pants, and it's called a seam. So that the size of your skirt should now be in the middle. You want to make sure that on both layers it lines up. Otherwise, it's not going to be very straight. So all the way up and down, it lines up. Okay. Then what you want to do is you want to take your marker and you want to just mark all along this part, okay? And try to get as close to the edge as you can. Okay, then once you open it up, you should have something like this, okay? And then you want to just cut the line, but do not cut your elastic, just cut where your elastic folds over, okay? Okay, so then it should look like this, okay? Now what you want to do is you want to turn your skirt the right side out, and you want to turn it over to the back, or wherever your zipper is going to be, and just, smooth it out, make sure everything's in place, So with your zipper on the right side, you want to basically line up the bottom of your skirt with the bottom of where the zipper is, not the fabric, but the zipper. And in fact, we can just go ahead and cut that off. So just cut straight across like that. Okay. So, and you just want to pin it down. Like so. And then you want to basically just sew. I would do a zigzag stitch all the way up till you get to the top of the zipper, like so. And then once you're done, you're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to pin this side to this part of the zipper, and then you're going to sew, and then you're done, okay? Okay, and in the end, your skirt should look like this. Woohoo! Okay, that's the back, and that's the front. And you try it on. Boom. You can also experiment by just twisting the skirt around and just kind of experimenting with the zipper. Like I would wear that.